So welcome everyone to this presentation on the community education programs and the suite of offerings we have within community education. My name is Dr. Deirdre Hardiman, and together with my colleague, we act as the academic directors on this suite of community education programs. So I'll hand over to you, Helen.
Hi everyone. Yes, we're here to talk through the part-time courses on offer, and hopefully we'll give you a little bit of detail on the 4 key programs that we will outline and that are also referenced in our webpage as well. So thanks for that, Deirdre, and we'll take it from here.
Okay, I'll move on. So first of all, I suppose, who are we? Community education essentially provides a broad range of part-time learner-centered programs to try and enhance opportunities to access higher education. And the objective of community education and the real ethos behind community education is to promote a more socially inclusive society, a more just society. So all our programs in working with young people and working with children and working with communities and families are essentially seeking to build vibrant communities and make significant and positive impact on our society overall. Our society is changing rapidly. And so it's about being able to, I suppose, inform the nature of that change and to shape the nature of the change in the society that we wish to be part of and the values that we feel are significant in that society. So it really is about ensuring that everyone's voice is heard. It's about empowering and promoting opportunities for those often who are most disadvantaged or don't have the opportunity to participate fully in our society, to have their voices heard. And it's about all of us as citizens taking the opportunity to acquire the knowledge and the skills and the competence and confidence necessary to be able to engage in our democracy and to inform policy and practice about the communities and society that we wish to be part of, and the impact that that then has in turn on the lives of our children, our families, and our communities. So our programs in their totality essentially seek to prepare people to work as community development workers, youth workers, community activists to facilitate real change at a local level. And it's about ensuring that you have the knowledge and the skills necessary to engage in that rapidly changing policy context, both at a national level and at an international level, because a lot of our society is very much globalized, and realities in terms of decisions taken at a global level are now having an impact at a grassroots level. So it's about informing ourselves in relation to those changes and how we can shape those changes equally. So our modules as a result of that are very much informed by both theory and practice, very much informed by practitioners who are actively engaged in high quality community, family, and youth work areas of expertise to ensure that you're equipped to work in a variety of settings, and that's private, voluntary, or statutory. So it's about being able to work across community, youth, and family structures and organizations and to bring about a positive impact at that level. So just to give you an overall sense as to the programs themselves, we'll expand on each in turn. So we're talking about the youth work practice, which is a certificate at level 7, and that's 15 ECTS. We're then moving on to consider our certificate and diploma in community development practice. And both of these are at level 7, but obviously the certificate is a 15 ECTS or 15 credit module, whereas the diploma is level 7, 30 ECTS module program. So then we have our third offering, which is the Youth and Community Development Practice Diploma. And then the last program that we're going to talk to you about in this presentation is our BA, our part-time BA degree in Community, Youth and Family Studies, and that's a level 8, 180 ECTS. So I'm going to hand you back to Helen to discuss the first program, the Certificate in Youth and Youth Work Practice.
Thank you, Deirdre. Yes, so as this certificate program is 15 ECTS, and just to explain, ECTS is the European Credit Transfer System. And what we mean by this is that a student can use this as currency in terms of their academic currency towards a future program or further program of study in the related social sciences discipline. So this is a really important aspect to think about when you're looking at any program of study. What is the currency? What is the offering it has? And how will it lend me in my journey going forward in terms of lifelong learning? So this particular course offering is 15 ECTS. It's a level 7 certificate, and the award is in youth work practice. So you know, in essence, we say that a lot of the titles that we try to promote through a community education model are about offering what it says on the tin. And this tin is offering you youth work practice. So you could understand from this particular offering of a program that it's giving you a further understanding and knowledge of youth work and how to engage in a youth work setting, either as a volunteer or as a paid worker in an organization or structure across the community voluntary sector. So it's really important to think about, well, actually, you know, how will I benefit from a program such as this? So the key thing is that the program has been designed by ourselves as the academic directors of the program, but in collaboration with partners in the sector. So those working in the youth work field or in the wider community development context. So the knowledge gained from the program modules, which will be blended learning modules of 5 and 10 credit weightings across the academic year. So when you engage with these modules, you'll be garnering the knowledge and understanding to be able to engage in this work on a part-time basis or in a full-time basis if you want to proceed in terms of the working world, but obviously the course offering is on a part-time basis. And, you know, in terms of this blended learning approach, it's very much will depend on the mode of delivery, which will be across 5 and 10 credit modules, and it will be on a part-time basis across the academic year. And the forecast for this is that there will be a series of Saturdays when these modules will be undertaken. And further detail on this will be explained in the website for the program. So please seek out that, and the web page is located at the end of these slides. So we might move on to the next program. Again, this program is a part-time program, so it has an offering of 5 and 10 credit modules, which carry weightings that lead you towards accumulating either the 15 ECTS or the 30 ECTS, which are those European credit transfer credits, and which are the currency, as we said, your academic currency going forward from the program. This is a really valuable program for those interested in proceeding with community development in its broadest sense. So individuals partake in this program. It's our experience that people engage in this program who may have life experiences of working or volunteering in community development, but are looking for some accreditation and some broader understanding and knowledge in terms of being able to work more effectively in the field of community development, which is an ever-evolving, ever-changing field. So it's important to feel upskilled in this whole area. So the broad spectrum of modules we offer for the certificate and diploma will lend themselves to engaging individuals as adult learners to be able to feel confident and comfortable, either as a volunteer or as a paid worker, to engage in community development across a series of modules in community development and family support and youth work, and the broader understanding within the social sciences and community education. So I suppose really what we're saying to anyone that might be interested in either the certificate, which is a level 7, 15 credit award, or the diploma, which is a 30 ECTS level 7 award, that you really need to look at our website and think about this as an option for you, which also gives on our web page additional information in terms of the module detail and the mode of offering and the detail for the forthcoming academic year. And also the contact details for Deirdre and myself as the academic directors, and also the administrative contact details if you have any other further queries about fees and costs as well. The point of contact is through the web page. So we might just move on, Deirdre, to the other modules yourself as well that you might want to look at.
Okay, thanks, Ellen. So this is the third offering we mentioned earlier, and it's another diploma, and it's in youth and community development practice. So again, it's level 7 and it's 30 ECTS. And it brings together that combination of youth and community development knowledge. So it's about combining both youth work and community development and youth development, and the key skills and competencies needed to be effective either as a community activist within a youth work sector or within youth organisations such as, for example, Foróige as a national organisation, or Youth Work Ireland, another national body that most people are very familiar with. So the course is conducted on a modular basis. As Helen outlined previously, it's largely through blended learning models of development, and it involves that combination of online, flexible face-to-face learning provision when that's feasible, and we hope this will be so, But what's really innovative, I think, about this program is that its approach in promoting active learning in the workplace. It's about trying to ensure that active learning, whether that's paid or unpaid, so either as a volunteer or as a paid staff member, is directly linked to kind of the assessments within the program, so that the program remains reflective of real life situations in a youth work environment, and the assessments concur and correspond with the learning that is necessary to ensure that you are effective in your work within the youth and community sectors. So that's the brief review of the Diploma in Youth and Community Development Practice. Again, more expansive detail available on the webpage. We're moving on to look at the degree program we mentioned earlier. And this is a level 8 program. It's a 4-year part-time program in community youth and family studies, and it carries 180 ECTS. However, you do have the option to exit at the end of year 1 with a certificate in arts in community youth and family studies, or at the end of year 2 with a diploma in arts in community youth and family studies. And that's at level 8 with 90 ECTS. So there are exit routes at the stage of the end of year 1 and the end of year 2. But what's really, I suppose, valuable in this as well is that you are attaining qualifications during your progression in undertaking your degree. So that's useful from an employability point of view, if that's of interest to you in terms of your career progression. The program is essentially designed to enable participants to further develop and enhance their understanding and knowledge and skills relevant to family, youth and community work practice and policy in Ireland and abroad. And the main focus of the program will be on community, youth and family studies, surprisingly, but it'll also incorporate community development, youth work, community-based family support, adolescence, health, political and general socioeconomic studies. So it's a very broad program, very interdisciplinary in its orientation, but it ensures that there's a broad range of choice in terms of progression, either in terms of further education or employment on completion of your degree award. So that's again, the brief summary of the degree, much more detail available on the webpage. So we're going to move back to Helen for the discussion on the course delivery style, Helen, and assessment.
Yes, so as we've mentioned already, in terms of each of these 4 programs mentioned, we're very, I suppose, keen to ensure that as learners that you're clear on actually the process and how you accumulate that knowledge and how you gain access to that knowledge and understanding and engagement with fellow learners and peers. So in terms of the program and course delivery, I suppose the modules have been built, and which are your subject areas, are built across 5 and 10 credit blocks. And those blocks of knowledge will build towards those accumulation of the credits, be it, a 15 credit award, a 30 credit award, a 90 credit award, or ultimately the 180 credit award for the degree. So each of those pillars of knowledge will be accumulated over time by you as an individual once you sign up to those certificates or diplomas or degree programs. And each of the modules in terms of the learning experience are compiled for you with the learner in mind in terms of a series of recordings, which will be available through our virtual learning environment, which is called Blackboard. And also hopefully we on site as well, as we mentioned previously, but all of that will be determined in time. But we would be adamant that we will create an effective learning environment and hopefully an enjoyable one through a blend of offering the materials to you through this blended learning format that you can access in your own time, but also hopefully that we'll be able to engage with face-to-face as well throughout the academic year. So the detail in terms of the forthcoming academic year will be released in due course through the web page. So it's important to keep an eye to that so that you have the insight of how those modules will be delivered for the forthcoming academic year. And obviously in terms of how we scaffold and organize each of the program modules, they're created, as I said, with the learner in mind and based on the experiences and evaluations from previous students. So we are always very mindful that you as a learner returning maybe to the learning experience, maybe after absence of time, that you will be supported in this learning experience by ourselves and other experienced lecturers as well in the field. So you are in safe hands with us, and we are very mindful of that in terms of how we engage with students on these and all community education programs. Learners are at the center of what we do, and you're the reason why we're involved in this area of work. So just to keep that in mind when you're thinking forward. All of our assessments are based on continual assessment processes, so there should be no fear about worrying about big exams or having to recall or remember huge chunks of data. It's very much about starting where you're at and building on that experience and prior learning knowledge that you may have as an individual, but also in terms of, drawing from peer learning and support across your fellow learners on the program, and also for us as facilitators of that learning experience, that you can engage and build on your assessments over time through the support of ourselves as the academic team. So there were the key points about, I suppose, the course delivery. And obviously, if you have any further queries on the overall aspect of the programs and the academic content, but myself and Deirdre would be happy to answer those. And you can engage with us through the web page, and our contact details in terms of our email addresses will be there and available for you to access. And I think we have the web page detail as well, Deirdre, don't we? Have the web link on that final slide as well. But I suppose just to mention here, these are a number of our graduates, all with smiling faces, I hope to see as well, that they have experienced positive experiences as part of the programme, and they have been very kind to offer testimonials on behalf of the programmes of study that they have been part of. And there's many others as well that have offered testimonials. So you'll get a little bit of insight from individuals' experience of coming through the programmes of study, how they found the experience, any nuggets of learning, and that they will share on with you as well as potential applicants for a community education suite of programs. And it is important to look at maybe some of those blogs or experiences and to gain further insight on if this program or what potential program is for you. But from us, in terms of the community education side of the house, we're really keen and very supportive of you as an individual learner. And we start the educational process across the community education programs based on where you as a student is at. So we start with you, and you're the center of our experience. So we hope to sustain that approach with each of you going forward, and that you feel comfortable to ask us any questions you may wish to do so. So please engage with us, and we will take it from there. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for listening, and we hope we gave you a brief synopsis at least of some of these programs. We genuinely hope we will see you in the future as participants on these programs and graduates to be of these programs, so we can all collectively work to make that societal impact that we see as necessary for our children, young people, communities and families. So as Helen outlined, all the information is on that link, and please do contact us if any queries, because it's important that you make a decision that is ideal for you in terms of the choice of the program that you select. So best wishes in the decision making. Thank you very much.